Listen, boo, listen. You are never going to get out of that job unless you create an exit strategy. So today I'm going to share with you exactly how to create an exit plan and make sure that you transition into your dream job in less than 6 months, right? So go ahead and get that notebook out. You are going to want to take notes. This is a good one. Hey there, if you don't know me, my name is Mercedes. Welcome back to my channel. I am an executive recruiter and a career coach, and my entire thing is really helping Black professionals succeed in their career. Today, I'm going to share with you what an exit strategy is, how you can create one, and why every single job seeker, I don't care what you're doing or why, you absolutely need one if you want to leave your current job or your current employer. And this video may be a little bit longer because I have packed a lot into this video, but I promise you, if you stay until the end, you are definitely going to get a lot out of this video. And also, if you stay until the very end, I'm going to share with you like my very best tip for transitioning from a toxic job into your dream job, because I have done this for myself and I've done this in a 3-month period. So I'm going to share with you how I did that. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to cover is what is an exit strategy. So an exit strategy is simple. It's really a plan to leave your current job. And it doesn't matter how you're going to leave or what you're going to do. You always need to really think about that exit strategy. There's a couple of things that need to go into that exit strategy. So let's go ahead and start with the first thing. And that's answering the question of how will you leave your current job or what you're currently doing. So there's 3 things that I really see. There's 3 buckets in that. So will you start searching for a new job, a new full-time job while you're currently employed? The second one is whether or not you'll look for a bridge job or bridge opportunity, right? So that may mean that you have a temporary job or that you're freelancing. And the third one is just you're going to up and quit and leave without having another job or another opportunity lined up that can pay the bills. I don't recommend that last one, especially if you're looking for a full-time position. And also if you're more advanced in your career, right? Those job breaks or quitting out of the blue really looks like a red flag. So just be really careful about how you choose. The next thing that you have to put into your exit strategy is when you are going to leave. So make sure that you pick a date and ideally that you have a timeline. So we're going to talk about timelines in the next section, but you always want to make sure that your exit plan has a date. I'm going to tell you why later. And then the last thing about building your broad exit strategy is that you really need to figure out what happens when you leave, and you need to have an answer for each of those things. So some of the things that people never really think about when they're leaving, especially if they quit when they're upset. So the first one is your non-compete. And if there's any requirements of you when you leave, do you have a notice period? Do you have a resignation period? Do you have employers or certain industries that you're not able to work in as part of your employment contract? So make sure you're aware of that. And usually those types of things were given to you or you signed them when you first started. So go ahead and pull up those onboarding paperwork. The next one is your benefits, right? So if you're on health insurance, dental, vision, all of those types of things, even if it's your paid time off and rolling that or getting paid out for that, you definitely need to make sure that you know what's going to happen when you leave with those benefits. You also need to know how you're going to pay your bills. So some people, they can't start as soon as they quit. Make sure you are really understanding of exactly what's going to be paid out to you when you leave, so that you can ensure that your bills are paid, that you're fed, and that you can still live a good life during that transition period, right? We want to make sure that's all good. Last thing is, do you have any requirements of things that you want to do in your exit, right? I want everyone to always have a good exit. And so that may mean training others to do your job. That may mean transferring knowledge. That may mean creating documentation for your work or the things that you do, right? So I even think whether you're at a toxic employer, an employer that hasn't really been the best to you, I think we should always be careful about our professional brand and make sure that we truly are leaving the place better than we left it. Exit strategy, the things that you need to define. When will you leave? how will you leave, and what happens when you leave. Okay, so how do you create an exit strategy, right? You decided you're going to leave, you picked your date, but what is truly the goal of that exit strategy, right? So we're going to create that with that information in mind, and we're going to create the strategy now together. So the first thing that you need to define are your goals. If you don't have a goal, what is the point in exiting, right? Like, why are you leaving? Are you wanting a new job? Are you trying to transition into another career? Are you going to quit to do something else? Like, what is the reason that you are going to go ahead and create this strategy, right? Because if you are not clear about the end goal, then really there's no reason to exit for you. Like, make sure that you've truly defined your goals, because those things are so important of helping you be motivated, because you know what the end goal is, you know where you're going. After you have that goal made, I want you to write down all of the mini goals that you need to do before you get to that stage. So if you are going to launch a job search, you know that in between now and submitting your letter of resignation, you need a resume, you need a cover letter, you need to make sure you're prepping for interviews, you need to apply. Those are all little mini goals within this bigger goal of transitioning to a new position that really is, yes, job search strategy, but it is definitely an exit strategy, because you have to figure out how you're going to get from point A to point B. Otherwise, you won't get there. I'm a really big proponent of having mini goals or SMART goals, but you definitely want to make sure that you write down all of those goals so that you can track them. If you've never dealt with SMART goals before, you don't know what they are, I have a career action plan below or in the little description, and you can download that. It is a completely free resource, and it's something that I think will really help people in terms of getting clear about their career path and where they're going to go. Timeline. Okay, so timeline, it seems like it's really hard, but if you have defined your goals and you've picked a date, it's really easy, because you're just going to work backwards, right? So you have this goal, you have this date and this time in which you are going to exit your current position. So I want you to take those mini goals, write them all down, and write them how you'll have to do them in chronological order, and back it up. So if I know that I'm going to resign 3 months from now, okay, what has to happen in between there, and how can I accomplish all of these things within this 3-month period? Like, what do I need to do? You're going to create a timeline with specific goals and dates. Again, if you have never done this before, download that career action plan. It's going to help you, and it's going to do that work for you. So that timeline, you need to plan, use your planner, really just map it all out, because it's really going to help you when you get clarity on those things. If you are job seeking, like I told you, there's 3 different options, right? You may just decide you want to quit. But if you are job seeking and you are looking for another opportunity while you are currently employed, especially, you definitely need a job search strategy. And this video is not really geared towards that, but everyone needs a job search strategy, and I will link a video below where I give you a huge training on how to do a job search training, job search strategy, and how to really use that to your benefit so that you can actually land your dream job in 6 months or less. So that video is below, but we're not going to talk about that today. Oh, and just a reminder, I know I did this later, but if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, okay? Like, I share a lot of great things, and you want to keep talking to me, right? Okay. The last thing that I promised you that I was going to tell you is why you need a job search strategy. So I know this is probably not going to make a lot of sense, or it's maybe not even what you want to hear. The most important reason about why you need an exit strategy is that if you do not have one, you will not leave. You will not exit. Because if you leave this video and you don't do this work, the truth is that you probably are not going to make an exit. I know this sounds terrible, but I coach a lot of professionals. And so what I see is that when people do not make a really intentional exit plan about when they're going to leave and what they are going to do, they take 1, 2, or more years to transition out of their current role. It's just not necessary. We can absolutely have job searches that are 6 months or less. Okay? But when people don't create a plan, they don't exit. It may be that they're comfortable, or they're worried, or they don't set goals around the reasons or the things that they're trying to achieve, right? They don't take action. And so what I want you to do today is make sure that you take action. It is important that you do. It's really, really important that you lead this process, your exit, with intention. Speaking of intention, I told you at the beginning that I was going to share with you the number one way that I made sure that I manifested my dream job 3 months after I started my job search. And it's so powerful, and I want you to make sure that you do this. So what I did when I was ready to leave my current job that I was in is I actually wrote a resignation letter. I didn't send it. I wrote a letter that had a date. And when I was going to resign from my current position, I put my boss's name. I told him why I was leaving. I told him how long my notice period was going to be. And I wrote it and I printed it out and I saved it. And I referenced that. I actually had it as my, on my phone, so that I saw it every single day, because I knew that there was a point in where I was going to exit. I was no longer happy where I was going to be, and it just wasn't happening anymore. And I wanted my dream job. This is something that you can do. Open up Word right now, write that resignation, print it out, and keep it somewhere where it's visible, because it's going to keep your goal, your dream job, at the forefront of whatever you do. I'm challenging you today to claim this for yourself. I want you to take action, and I want you to start your exit plan today. And the one thing that you can do to say, I'm going to do it, Mercedes, I promise, is I want you to write in the comments below, how are you going to exit and when will you exit? So if you are going to exit by starting your job search, I want you to write that down below in the comments, say job search, and I want you to pick a date. If it's 3 months, if it's 6 months, even if it's a year, that is okay. I want you to start today. Set the intention and claim what you believe to be yours in your life, right? That is so important. As always, if you want to work with me to create an exit plan and start your job search strategy, I definitely want you to check out the link below to the Black Professionals Playbook. It is my 3-month coaching plan in which I work with Black professionals to ensure that they transition out of their current role into a job where they can really walk in their purpose and live a meaningful and successful life. And get paper. Okay, so click the link below, check it out, and if you want to work with me, I would love to work with you. All right, so that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you got a lot of tips. I hope that you download the free resources below, and I hope that you leave that job that is no longer serving you and you do that thing, boo, okay? Go get that dream job. All right, if you like this video, make sure that you subscribe and tap the bell to get notified. Also, dislike this video. It really helps for me to continue to grow my channel and help other Black professionals like you that really need this help to continue to advance their career. It is truly my number one goal for Black professionals to find meaningful success. So I hope that you do and you land that dream job. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.